Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
You heard about Scorsese saying that Marvel movies are like theme parks?
Yeah, that's a crazy mess.
He's like crapping on them.
Yeah.
He said that he feels like Marvel movies are invading cinema. Like it's an invasion.
Yeah, because there's so many of them.
Are there any Marvel movies out now?
No, actually, none.
Anything coming out next month?
Next month, I think there's no, there's nothing.
When's the next Marvel one?
I believe in April 2020.
Worst invasion ever! Hello everyone, all of my fellow conversationalists. I am Brandon and this is Comic Conversations, and it's been a big news week, man. Zoe Kravitz is going to be Catwoman in The Batman, along with Robert Pattinson. I think that's an interesting duo. Won't say a dynamic duo, but an interesting duo. I'm looking forward to seeing that chemistry and how they work together. We also have Bone coming to Netflix. Netflix acquired the rights to Bone, and after it's been sitting in Warner Brothers development, just waiting for something to be done, and it'll be an animated series, and I'm looking forward to that because I like She-Ra and I like Dragon Prince, and you got Disenchanted and Voltron, and it just seems like the perfect thing to join. I don't want to say Big Mouth because Bone is going to be like a children's animated series, but there's so much good animation on Netflix. It just seems to just be a perfect fit, and I'm really excited to see Bone coming to Netflix. Probably the biggest news this week: Kevin Feige. Hey, buddy, he got promoted, and he's going to be the new Chief Creative Officer of Marvel Entertainment. That means we're looking at Marvel Studios, as he was already the president of Marvel Studios, and he now has creative oversight over the comic book division and television division, and I assume maybe video games? I don't really know. No one really knows, because the fact of the matter is there's been no, at least as of this recording, no official press release from Marvel. I mean, there's no reason to believe that this is fake news, because all of the reliable journalists have reported on it. Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, CNN, USA Today, I don't know. But everyone is reporting it, but we don't know exactly what that means for the company. Where does that put someone like Jeff Loeb? Where does that put Joe Quesada, Dan Buckley? Where exactly is the pecking order in Marvel? What exactly does Kevin Feige do now that he has grand oversight of all creative in Marvel? There's been some theories, speculation, but we don't actually know. I've been talking about it with producer Joe. Hey, you shut your mouth. But yeah, I've been talking about it with Joe, looking at tweets, just seeing the general vibe and wondering how everyone's feeling is. One thing that people are talking about is crossovers. That's the big one, crossovers. Wondering, how can we get Marvel Television to maybe cross over into the films? And I don't see that changing very much. I don't think that's going to change really much at all. I don't see how Runaways and Cloak and Dagger, which is already going to have a crossover episode on Hulu, I don't see how that's going to fit into the MCU. I also don't think any of the Marvel Television that we already see kind of produced by Jeff Loeb, I don't see how any of that's necessarily going to go away. And why would it? Because under his direction, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been great. Legion on FX has been wonderful. We've had some good Marvel animated cartoons. I'm a fan of the Netflix stuff, and I think a lot of people are really hoping that this crossover chit-chat that we're seeing means that we'll see some of those Netflix characters carry over into the MCU, and I just don't see that happening. But I can see why people would fear that we won't see any of these shows that we enjoyed for so long, because I know I enjoyed Daredevil on Netflix and I enjoyed Legion on FX. honestly haven't seen a single episode of Cloak and Dagger, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is really good, and I know a lot of people were sad when Agent Carter, Peggy Carter, her show never really got to enjoy the same length of time that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did. But we do know that Ghost Rider, which was supposed to be on Hulu, along with Hellstrom, that got mysteriously pulled. For creative differences, no one actually knows the reason why. And maybe, even though it hasn't been officially announced yet, it could be that Kevin Feige has some plans for Ghost Rider in the MCU. I mean, we do see WandaVision coming out. We know Doctor Strange is going to have his movie. And with all of the supernatural elements coming out, we could possibly see Ghost Rider showing up in the MCU. But that's all hearsay. We don't actually know for sure. It's one of the things that we have our eye on now that Kevin Feige is, he's the man on top. That's really exciting. But there's concerns as well. I was talking to Joe, and Joe was like, I think he's taking on too much. And Joe might be right. In fact, he's not the only person to say this. It wasn't that long ago where we had this whole fiasco with Spider-Man. And Sony was like, no, we're not going to go with the MCU. We're not going to go with Marvel Studios for the next Marvel movie, for the next Spider-Man movie. Because honestly, it seems like with Kevin Feige taking on not just Marvel, but also the Star Wars franchise, he's got too much going on. You got MCU movies, MCU TV shows on Disney Plus, and Star Wars. But now we see the real big picture. He's got his eyes on everything. And maybe Kevin Feige, maybe he took on too much. Maybe more than he can handle. We don't know for sure. I don't want to jump to conclusions. It's not like he's writing every issue of every comic. It's not like he's directing, writing the screenplays. He's not starring. He's not the new Captain America. I don't think his role as overseer changes too much of his day-to-day. But maybe I'm being naive. Maybe he really does have to have his eye on everything, especially when you consider Star Wars. It's not just the Star Wars movies. There's also Star Wars animated TV series, which ties into the actual continuity of the Star Wars universe. And it feels weird talking about Star Wars a little bit on Comic Conversation, except there's Star Wars comics too, and they tie into what we're seeing with Kylo Ren or Darth Vader or Dr. Was it Astra? I'm losing it. But there's so much, and I'm losing it just talking about it. He's got to be the overseer of all of this, and so it's really cool to think about. But I can understand the concern. But I do hope that it doesn't shuffle the deck too much. One of the things that Jonathan Hickman said that he wanted to focus on as he was taking over, and it continues to, really just begin his X-Men run as writer and kind of director of the X universe right now, is we need to get away from tying our comics too closely to the movies. After all, it's the comics that inspire the movies. However, now, with the overseer of Kevin Feige, does that change? Does Kevin, as chief creative officer, now keep comics more in line with what we're seeing in the movies? Do we have some sort of bridge between them? Are we all going to tie into the same universe? How is everything going to work out? I have absolutely no idea. But I'm really excited for what this could mean for, everything. Because personally, I feel that comics could use a change. We recently shared an article on our Facebook page that the superhero industry, as far as comic sales, are dwindling down, whereas graphic novels, anime, children's books are rising. It's part of the reason why I'm willing to talk about a comic like Middle West and some other books that we'll be going over later on in the future. I'm willing to go into these routes, but as that happens, superhero comics, still the top dog, still the main moneymaker, not making as much money. So yes, I'm thrilled to see where Kevin Feige can take this. I'm looking forward to see how he can change the industry, because he's in a position to do so. And he's been a fan of comics for a long time. He's been around for longer than the MCU. Shoot, he was working with Sony on Spider-Man back when it was like Spider-Man 1, 2, 3. You know, Kevin Feige really loves the product. All of comics, I believe. And now he has the creative vision. I hope he has a creative vision, but he has the ability to put his vision into where he sees the comic book industry, at least in Marvel's terms, can go. I don't know. Should I be more concerned about this? You tell me. Let's keep the conversation going. You can, of course, comment here, like the video. I mean, I hope you like the video, but if you do like the video, hit the like button, share it. You could reach out to us on Twitter, at Comic Convo, COMICONVO. You can hit me up personally at Lewis or Brandon. Of course, you can go to our website and, hey, follow the channel, To Be Seen Com, baby. Let everybody know, and of course, check out our other shows on To Be Seen. I'm really excited. We're analyzing trailers. We got the Suicide Squad trailer there. You wanna take a look? Go take a look. But not before you share our content first. Let me know what you think. Kevin Feige, is he gonna be great? Is he gonna be horrible? Where's Jeff Loeb? Joe Quesada.
What?
No, not you, Joe.
Oh.